Good morning, stamping friends. I hope you guys are all doing well and are rested from the Labor Day weekend. We had such a nice time. We went to the movie one night, then we went to a Diamondbacks baseball game, and then Monday was spent just relaxing, and Dan was doing my honey-do list while I was in my room crafting and preparing. So anyway, it was a great win-win weekend. Well, today we are going to use some products that are from the online exclusives, and I'll explain how those work in just a little bit. But I also want to show you these little note cards and envelopes that are in the catalog. Sometimes we overlook them, but they're on page 135. They're in the bottom right corner, and you can get these in very vanilla or basic white. And do you know that for only $8 you get 20 cards and 20 envelopes? Now the cards are going to be 5" by 3.5 inches, and they're just a really easy, fast way to make cards, especially if you need a lot in a short amount of time. So we're going to be using those as our card base today. And then also we are going to be using, let me show you the online exclusives we're going to be using. Now these are a little bit confusing because you can't find these in our catalog. These are things that are put out probably after the catalog is released, and you can only get them if you're looking online. You can order them on any type of order. Say if you're at my stamp club in person, or if you are making an online order, you can order them any which way you want, but you can only find pictures of them if you're looking online. And to find the online exclusives, all you have to do is open up the page and then click menu, and then there's a little tab that says online exclusives, and there's where you'll find all of those types of products. All of those products can only be found online. All right, so I'm going to be using the Radiating Stitches dies. Aren't these pretty? Oh, I love it. It's just like little stitch marks all the way around. And so we're going to use a rectangle, and then another online exclusive. It's called Basics 3D Embossing Folders, and I have all three of them here so you can see. This one is polka dots, and they're actually pretty good size polka dots. I think they remind me mostly of those pop dot things that the little kids have, those fidget toys. So that's what it reminds me of. This one I use the most because it's our most subtle, I would say, embossing folder. And if you just need a little something to your paper just to add a little bit more dimension, if your basic white just looks a little bit too basic, just add a little subtle embossing folder like this one, and it'll add just a little pop to it. The last one I have used as flowers, but now in the holiday season coming up, I use it as a poinsettia. So it just is almost like a quilty look, but it does look like a poinsettia, so you can kind of take advantage of that year round as well. So these come in a set of 3, and they're $30, so that's kind of the normal price. These 3D embossing folders are normally $10 each, so you get all 3 in one bundle. You can't buy them individually. The other thing I want to show you is not available until our new catalog goes live, which is on September 7th, which is this Thursday. And we are going to use the Tricks and Treats dies. I can't open the catalog and show you yet, but I can show you in person because I have it. And so let me explain what all these are. This goes around the trick or treat saying, and let me just show you the stamp set so you can see how it matches. So this die fits this. Actually, I have one cut out here. We're not using it today, but it's really cute. And then the little ghost, of course. Now these 3 make the candy corn, which is what we're going to use today. This is a haunted house, of course. This is just a cute little decorative edge. Now this is the bag, and I can show you an example from my friend Kathy Belcher. She made a really cute little Frankenstein bag. I'll show you in just a second. But when you're making the bag, if you would like to put holes in it, these are the 2 dies that you can use that will make the holes identical in size, and then you can space them so there's the same across. Then we have the word boo, a cute little tag that actually fits the word eek there. And then this is the Frankenstein, and then this is the Dracula. So that's how that works. Then we have a few extra stamps in here that just add, you know, a little bit more to your card. But we're not even going to use this today. We're not even stamping. This is all die cut. Now let me share with you that cute little Frankenstein box I was telling you about. Here it is. Isn't this adorable? Oh my gosh, so cute. She made these out of punches. I'd have to ask her exactly what size it was, and then they even have the little screws coming out the side. And then inside there was a bag of Skittles in here that I already ate. Or no, it was M&Ms, I guess, the Halloween M&Ms. But look at how cute these Oreos are. Oh my gosh, isn't that adorable? So they say boo. Oh, maybe that's just the packaging. I didn't open them yet. I don't know. I'll have to ask Kathy. There's only 2 cookies, so it can't say boo. I think it's just the packaging, but so cute. unless there's a B and an O, and then you take the O. I don't know. I should open them. But anyway, I bought more of these. These can be found at our CVS pharmacy, so I'm not sure if you have those, but that's where she got those. All right, so that's what the little box looks like. In case you're wondering the size of it, it's about 4 inches by 3 inches. So, all right, let's start with today's project. We're gonna take our little note card right here, which is basic white, as I said, the note cards, and this is like our basic white thick cardstock. So just fold it on the pre-scored line and then use your bone folder and make it nice and crisp. And then we're actually gonna mimic what a real candy corn looks like. So the bottom of the candy corn is white, then the next layer is pumpkin pie. And let me grab I'll just use liquid glue here. I ran out of I need to get a refill, and my Stampin' Still Plus is what I like to use as well. And we'll just center this. We're not gonna pop this up yet because we're going to be popping other things up on this card. All right, so there's the base of a candy corn, then the middle part is the orange part, and then the top part is yellow, which we'll use Daffodil Delight. And I think this, yeah, let's pop this one up. So let me grab my dimensionals. 4 in the corner will be fine. And I don't know, I love candy corn. I like to eat it. I think I mentioned this on a previous video. I love candy corn with nuts, like plain old Spanish peanuts that are salted. But candy corn by itself is pretty sweet, so I do like that mixture. But I love decorating with candy corns. I should once I get my Halloween things out, I should take pictures of anything that I have candy corn. You won't believe how many things I have. All right, the next layer is where I use the radiating stitch dies. Do you see it on the black and that little bit of stitching around? And oh, you guys, I didn't even tell you the dimensions of this. Okay, the orange is 4 3/4 by 3 1/4. Then the yellow is going to be 4 1/8 by 2 3/4. And this automatically cuts, but just so you know which die it is, it's the 4 by 2 1/2 one. And so we're going to put this one on top of the yellow, and I played around with the order of these, and I finally decided to just go ahead and put it in the order that the real candy corn is in. A little bit OCD that way, but I liked the yellow not showing so much because it started to look like a bumblebee card, so I swapped out the orange and the yellow so they traded positions, and okay, went in the order that they go. All right, now the next thing we're going to do is set this aside, and I'm going to show you what our foam adhesive sheets are. You get a pack of 6 of these in here, and they're really, really thick, just foam pads. Save all the scraps, because when I show you how much you need for what we're going to do, like this is about how big you need. But foam adhesive sheets are really fun, and you can use them as dimensionals as well if you want a bigger pop than a dimensional. But I usually use my foam adhesive strips for that, and then I save these for when you want to cut out things, which is what we're going to do. We're going to use the a la mode alphabet. I think that's the order that you say it. Alphabet a la mode dies. I said it backwards. And we're going to use the letter B. And so what you're going to want to do is, let me move these now. I was going to look up to see how much those foam adhesive sheets are. And I'm looking in the catalog now. They are $8 for 6 sheets. So that's a good deal as well. So what we're going to do is just take, this is like maybe 3/4 by 1 3/4, I think. Basically, I just figured out how big of a piece I needed to put on the B. And there's sticky stuff on both sides. It doesn't matter which side you take off, but you'll take off one side, and then you'll put on the piece of cardstock, which I want this black. We're going to have black on black. And then what I'm going to do is put the die on top of the cardstock, and then I'm going to run it through my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. And this is going to cut this out, and it'll be nice and thick already, so I don't have to add little dimensionals behind this skinny piece. So hold on while I go cut this out. There we go. Now I want to mention I ran it through back and forth this way, and then what I did was I flipped it over, because look at how thick that is. And then I do it one more time upside down, and I go back and forth again, and that way you know you got it all the way through and you can see the whole B outline. All right, now we're just going to peel this apart. Just throw all the extra away. And then you're going to find that on the back there. I'm going to peel off that other sticky thing, and now it's sticky on the back side. I'm going to need my take your pick tool to poke this out. See how much easier it is when you use these foam adhesive sheets. Now it's nice and popped up. All right, so we'll set this aside now. Whoops, let me get that little piece of white around there. Okay, I'm going to set that aside, and now we're going to work on the O's. I always like to use other things other than O's, and so today we're going to use the candy corn. And I'm going to get my silicone mat so that it doesn't go on my good mat. And what I did was I cut out pumpkin pie, and then I used that one 3D Basics embossing folders that I just showed you. And for the little white piece, I didn't do anything to this. This is just going to be white. So we're just going to glue that down. Glue sometimes liquid glue works better on things that are kind of 3D-ish because it gets down into the cracks. Sometimes the tape, it'll only hit these raised pieces. So it's just good to put a little extra glue on there so it gets down in those creases. Or not creases, but the bumps below. All right, now we're gonna glue on the tops of them, and I use the one that looks kind of like a crosshatch just to give it a little bit of something so it's not just boring paper, but it has a little more dimension here. It just makes it more interesting. Now we do have a cute DSP that you could use, but there isn't a yellow in there, so that's why I just decided to do the cardstock and emboss it just to give it a little bit more interest. All right, now let's see. I don't want to see orange through there. Okay, I want to just hold that down for a second. Okay, now we can work on our Boo card. I'll have to give this to my daughter. Her nickname is Boo ever since she's been a baby. In fact, she just texted me a sweatshirt and she said, I had to get this sweatshirt, and it has the letters BOO in really big print on it. It's so cute. And I said, oh, you can wear this year round. All right, so I want to make them offset a little bit, just a little bit more fun. So I don't think we dare put them on top of each other. I don't know. What do you think? Do you think you'll be able to tell it's two O's that make up the Boo? And then, so I'm not going to put those on yet. I'm going to wait until I see where I want to put my B. So the B is going to be raised, and it's going to really be offset, and you'll be able to see it because it is raised so much. So I think maybe that looks okay. And then I put it a little bit lower than center, so I can raise these up a little bit. I think let's see. I think we'll go like that. Now there's one more. Actually, I need to turn them the other way. I'll show you why in a second. There, like that. Because if it says Boo, we have to make something go Boo, and candy corn do not go Boo, but ghosts do. So let me grab my ghost. I cut one out here, and we need this ghost to go behind here, and that's who's saying Boo. So we're gonna have him peek out, but I might have to trim him down a little bit. Let's see. I think, let me put this one on first because I know where I want to put that one. Grab my dimensionals again. Okay, now this one, I want to put him so he's peeking out. Let's see, let's cover up. How about like that? And then I'm going to trim him off a little bit down the side. Grab my scissors here. This little part needs to be trimmed off. There we go. All right, now I can put a dimensional on the corner here. So first we'll put the ghost behind. And then we'll add dimensionals. Boy, I got lots of pop on this card, right? Hopefully this doesn't take 2 stamps. There we go. Cute. There we go. There's our Boo card. So that's all there is to it. If you're making this assembly line, it's super easy. Just cut them all out at the same time, especially these. They really come together fast because I did a similar card. Well, no, it's not similar at all, but I did make a whole bunch of these. And once you do assembly line, it's goes really fast because you can actually double up on these when you cut out cardstock. You can put 2 pieces of cardstock and cut it out with one, run of the die. So, well, I hope you enjoyed that to get you in the mood for the holidays coming up with, with Halloween and Thanksgiving around the corner, and then before we know it, Christmas will be here. This is my YouTube live that I do every Tuesday morning at 9 a.m. Arizona time. The next deadline I have on my calendar is September 10th is when my online card club closes for September. Oh, I just love the projects that we're doing this time. I'm using the Rustic Crate Bundle, which let me share with you what it looks like really quick. This is a stamp set, and it's really cute because all these fit in that crate, and there's really a lot of seasons you can get out of this. This could be Halloween or Thanksgiving, and this could be year-round, and then that's, of course, Christmas. And then the dies are really cute because they make this cute little box. And these all just go around all the floral images because they're kind of abstract and you can't tell what they are, but there's little gardening gloves, the word hello, and then this is if you want to make the box 3D. And then this one, and then I think there's one more. Yep, there's one more that I don't have in here because it's in my assembly line because I'm using the front of it. But it puts the wood grain in it, and it matches, it's similar to this, and you put it on the front of this. So isn't that a cute set? So if you would like to sign up for that, my online card club is only $38 a month, and included in that is $20 or more of Stampin' Up! Products. You also get 8 cards. That means 4 designs times 2 each, and shipping is included, and I usually stick a little treat in there as well, and so it's just a really good deal, and it has been fun creating these for my online card club gals and guys if you're interested. And the deadline is the 10th of each month. If you order after the 10th, then you're going to roll over to the next month because I just have to have a cutoff date each month where I order the products and then can start cutting and have time to prepare them. So if you're interested in the September Online Card Club, please be sure and click the link that I'll put in the comments area or the description area, and you can get signed up for that. And last of all is the host code. If you see any products that you'd like, or with our new catalog coming out, be sure to use a host code if you order, and if your order's over $50, you'll get a free treat in the mail at Stampin' Up! Product and also a thank you card, and that's my way of saying thank you so much for your business. Well, I'm so glad you joined me today, and I hope to see you next week. Check out my blog and my Facebook pages for more projects that I work on during the week. And I will see you next week at the same time, same day. Have a great rest of your week, and thank you again for joining me. Bye-bye.